Hi, my name is Victoria. Today I'm going to be going over an Algebra 1 problem with you today. I do have a longer version of this video. It's about 10 minutes long, and I'd be happy to provide a link for it. It gives a much more in-depth, step-by-step explanation for everything that I'm doing. But this is just a good introduction to show my teaching style. So, Sarah went to a coffee shop to buy coffee and donuts for her friends. One day she spent $15 total on 4 coffees and 2 donuts. The next day, she spent $18 on 3 coffees and 5 donuts. Determine the cost of 1 coffee and 1 donut. So we have 2 unknowns, the cost of 1 coffee and the cost of 1 donut. So I'm going to write those variables down because that is what we are looking for. So C equals cost of 1 coffee. D equals the cost of 1 donut. Okay. So now that we figured out we have 2 unknowns, we need 2 equations. Anytime you have 2 unknowns, you need 2 equations. So each day of shopping gives us 1 equation. Let's take a look. She spent one day $15 total on 4 coffees and 2 donuts. The next day, she spent $18 on 3 coffees and 5 donuts. Like I said again, each day is equivalent to 1 equation. So the first day, she spent $15 in total. That is what it has to equal to. $15 on 4 coffees and 2 donuts. Then she spent $18 on 3 coffees and 5 donuts. Now we have our 2 set of equations here. So there's a couple different ways you can solve for a system of equations. There's substitution and there's elimination. Today I'm going to go over elimination. And how do we eliminate? We're literally getting rid of 1 variable. That could be either C or D. Today I'm going to be eliminating D. And how do we do that? We have to find the least common multiple of the D coefficients. The least common multiple of 2 and 5, the D coefficients, is 10. So to turn 2 into 10, we multiply by 5. But not just 2D, we multiply the whole thing by 5. 5 times 15 is 75. 2 times 5 is 20, so we get 20C. 2 times 5 is 10D. And then remember, we're trying to eliminate D, so we have to get 5D to equal negative 10D because we want to eliminate the D variable. So we multiply by negative 2. Negative 36. So 18 times negative 2 is negative 36. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6, which gives us negative 6Z. And 5D times negative 2 is, negative 10D. And here we are. Our D variables are going to cancel. So we treat these 2 systems of equations like 1 unit, and we just add and subtract up and down like so. This cancels out. We get 14C, and then this is 39. And then we eliminate 14C. We eliminate 14, by dividing by 14. So 39 divided by 14. Get C by itself. C equals about $2.79. Then from here, we plug in the C back into one of our old equations here at the top, which makes our lives a whole lot easier. So we'll do 18 equals 3 times 2.79 plus 5D. We do 3 times 2.79, which is $8.37. Sorry, just 8.37 right now. Plus 5D equals 18. Then we subtract 18 minus 8.37, which is 9.63, and that equals 5D. isolate D by dividing by 5. 9.63 divided by 5 is about 1.93 equals D. So then we figured out the cost of one coffee is $2.79. The cost of one donut is $1.93. Perfect. And like I said, I do have a more in-depth tutorial for this particular problem, just so you could get a much better feel on how I teach. And I can provide this link to you. You can message me, and I'm going to see if I can include that link as well attached to this video. So thank you.